So we've been talking about jazz think and the way in which jazz think uses jazz as a metaphor for teamwork. And the most common form of jazz in human experience is ordinary conversation. So as we've dug deeper and deeper into using jazz as a model for teamwork, what we found is that there are 5 essential conversations that really contribute to exceptional teamwork. Developed an acronym for them called SMART. So we're looking at having smarter conversations in order to generate smarter teamwork. Soulful conversation, the conversation you have with yourself. Mindful conversations, the conversations that build positive alliances with other people. Astute conversations are the conversations where you analyze and decide with those people the best thing to do in the situation to achieve the team's goal, the team's purpose. Responsible conversations where you develop structures, formal and informal, of accountability and of support. The two have to go together. Accountability and support have to go together. And then trusting conversations where you're monitoring and measuring the way in which you are continuously improving. So what I thought might be helpful is to talk a little bit about how team leaders can use these kinds of conversations. The role of the leader in a jazz group is very simple and complex at the same time. But the leader creates the space for the performance to happen. Leader creates the space for the performance to happen. So when I'm talking to Corey Weeds, who heads up the Jazz Think Trio with whom we usually work in Vancouver, Corey's the one that talks with me about what the musicians are going to get paid, where the gig will be, how to get there, what kind of facilities there are, what kind of facilities the group may need. So to prepare for all of the resources that are necessary in order for the jazz group to walk into that room, to set up quickly and easily, and to deliver their performance to the audience. And he does that if he's preparing for a gig in a jazz club, a corporate gig. He does it if he's preparing for playing at a cocktail party or a wedding or a dinner, anything like that. So the leader is responsible for creating the space. Now if you think about that in terms of us as leaders in a workplace or in an organization, a nonprofit organization, a voluntary organization, it really is the same. The role of the leader is to create the space within which all of the team members can bring their best talent, align that talent, and create a performance that achieves what they really want to achieve, and do it with joy and have fun doing it, delight in doing it. So that's one of the things that we talk about. So how do you use those 5 conversations then to create that kind of space? Well, if you're not positive and calm within yourself, in your soulful conversations and the conversations you're having with yourself, then you're going to create an anxious vibe around you, a vibration of anxiety, a vibration of worry, a vibration of insecurity, perhaps a vibration of confusion around you. So the importance of the leader in a team, or someone aspiring to leadership within a team, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a position, it can be just someone in the team exercising a positive influence on the team. So having that conversation with yourself where you calm yourself, you center yourself in your strengths, in your capabilities, in your confidence, in your ability to contribute in this situation. You don't have to do everything, it's just a matter of contributing the best you have to contribute, and then you in turn creating space for the others to do the same. So that's the piece about the soulful conversation. It's finding ways of centering yourself in the positive strengths and contributions you can make in this particular situation, for this particular purpose, in this particular team. It may be something as simple as taking a couple of deep breaths and remember breathing in the strength you have and breathing out what you want to contribute to others. So if you breathe in awareness, for example, and you are aware of what's going on around you, then you can breathe out agility and the ability to kind of be flexible and move with the situation, adapt and improvise in your conversations as they go forward. So the second conversation then is the way in which you build positive relationships, positive alliances with people. And that's really creating space for people to step into the team space. And I think you do that largely through asking questions, through being curious. Curiosity creates space for the other person to come in and contribute what they think is best suited to achieving the purpose. If you're contending, if you're criticizing, if you're complaining, you're taking up all the space yourself. And there's no space for anybody else to step in. Right? It's just, you've just taken up all the space. So no wonder they're moving away. No wonder they're under-functioning, because you haven't created any space for them to step into and contribute. And lots of leaders do that. I've seen it over and over again. It's one of the issues that I spend a lot of time coaching leaders. How do you step back and create space for others to actually contribute? So that sense of being curious rather than being contentious or critical or complaining is really important in a leader creating that space. Then within that space, through the curiosity, then you can begin to analyze situations and make decisions that are best suited to helping move the team forward towards accomplishing the common goal, the clarity. So the analysis will help you gain clarity about what's best to do, and the clarity will help you make clear decisions, what I call strategic imperatives. So what are the things that are most necessary for us to do in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 3 weeks, the next couple of months, for us to achieve the purpose that's been given to us or that we've developed as important. So it's making that, having the kinds of conversations that allow the wisdom of the group, the wisdom of the team to emerge in shaping the analysis of what might be possible and making the decisions about what we're going to do, how we're actually going to move together. The responsible conversations then is that no individual can do any of this stuff on their own. We need it. We are social beings. Neuroscience is teaching us that human beings thrive in community. They thrive when they are with others, working on a common goal, respected for what they have to contribute to that common goal, and enjoying the collaborative alignment of all of those teams. And so it's creating the sense of accountability and the sense of mutual support that makes all of that happen, and enables the kind of flexibility so that you can improvise with the situation. As new conditions arise, as new situations arise, you are able to respond well in alignment with each other rather than entering into conflict. It doesn't mean there isn't conflict. As Patrick Lencioni said, good teams welcome conflict as long as they're conflict around ideas about how to best achieve our purpose. They're not conflict around personalities and people. So it's keeping that space for the unfettered conflict around ideas, but in the midst of that space, helping people align their contribution to achieving the purpose. And then in the end, the trusting conversations have to do with being clear about what we're going to monitor and measure in order to achieve and ensure continuous improvement. So what are the key criteria that we want to keep an eye on? What are the measurements? They may be metric measurements, they may be just informal perception measurements. But there needs to be something measured there. What's our goal, the criteria for achieving it, and how do we keep track of that in our conversations so that we can trust our team to be working together to achieve its best. And if you watch a great jazz group, all of that's going on at the same time. It's all going on simultaneously, and it creates a wonderful and enjoyable result.